to meet with these people you fired, asking them to return in the hope that they would not sue you. And then when the media asked Heinz that, he said, I'm not prepared to answer that. So the state, the government have now sent representatives begging for these persons to return in the hope that they will not sue the state. And it shows the point, if you were so sure that these persons were terrorists, were cult members, why would you want them to return to the SSA? Let me finally add, the lies that justify firing them by stating that they were involved in a unit that was not established. Total nonsense. As the Commissioner of Police, I formed the Gender-Based Violence Unit, the Rapid Response Unit, the Emergency Response Patrol, the Special Operational Response Team, the Operational Command Center, the Social Media Monitoring Unit, dozens of units that were not fully and formally established by the TTPS. You think you could fire them? No, what you would have done is reassign them if you wanted to disband the unit, like you did with SWAT. SWAT officers could not be fired. So the lies to justify firing these people by stating that they were in a unit that was not formally established cannot justify firing people. What you would have done is shut down the unit and reassign them. But you fired them, called them assassins and terrorists, and now you're trying to rehire them. You would not rehire them unless you knew fully well that they were never those persons that you accused them of being in the first place.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So let me ask something. Say, do you believe that this all of this is really and truly to try to go get Gary? Because it just keep coming across like that. As you say, Dr. Rowley calls your name more than he even calls a significant one that he's married to. So do you believe all of this? And what do you think that you'll see more of this in the future?
Well, the first thing, Keith Rowley needs to somebody please tell him he's not my type, so I'm not interested. If I'm calling my name every 5 minutes, that's one. Two, what happened yet again, this is a desperate polls they've done, and they've realized that the UNC has a support base of about 35% that they cannot shift. That remains under the UNC and Kamala Prasad-Bissesso. 8 to 10% come under the NTA. And that 10% decides who gets into government. That 10% will comprise primarily persons who would be previous PNM supporters who may not be supportive of the UNC, and they will shift. That is what he's fearful of. So those type of supporters, when they work with the ULF in '86, when they worked with the UNC in 2010, speaks annihilation for the PNM. And that is what is his concern. So he knows that, look, my main threat is Gary Griffith. That is why every single thing is targeted to try to discredit me, smear my name, have me arrested, and they have been throwing every single thing under the sun. They've hired 70 police officers for the last 3 years to be involved in investigations in the hope to find anything as it pertains to the firearm issue. And that is 500,000 police hours used. 500,000 police hours in the last 3 years investigating legal firearms, and up to now, not one name you could call, not one weapon could be seized, and not one person charged. And the reason being is that you can't arrest people on lies. So they failed with the firearms. After 3 audits, nothing could come out of it. Then they came now with the SSA. Somebody fooled them into believing Gary Griffith gave out weapons to the SSA, which was a lie. If there are police officers in the SSA, I can always issue weapons to the police officers in the performance of their duties with the SSA. But they thought, Gary gave weapons to a private civilian organization, we have him. When they realized it was a lie and it failed, they had to do damage control now to try to shift the goalposts after all of this bacchanal they did by firing the SSA director. And that is why they turned to this nonsense statement. The world is hearing that Trinidad and Tobago has terrorists, has assassins in the heart of your intelligence agency. You imagine the USA says that CIA has persons in the CIA involved as being terrorists, plans to assassinate the president, a cult.
Go ahead.
Exactly. If that had happened, the whole Trinidad and Tobago has terrorists, has assassins in the heart of your intelligence agency. You imagine the USA says that CIA has persons in the CIA involved as being terrorists, plans to assassinate the president, a cult.
Go ahead.
Exactly. If that had happened, the whole United States would be totally at risk to be seen as a terrorist state. That is what Keith Rowley has done to this country, because that is where our name, giving the impression that these persons are the world, because you have a prime minister stating that our major intelligence agency consists of persons in a cult, in a terrorist group, assassins, plan to overthrow the government, plan for an attempted coup, in the heart of the intelligence agency, yet you cannot arrest one person or call one name, giving the impression that these persons are still around there. And that is where his fault, his mistake took place. He made this stupid comment, and now you have affected the reputation, not just nationally, yeah, you cannot get a name whilst the matter is still under investigation. If a matter is still under investigation, why would you make such a damning statement to embarrass one person? And now to top it off, because he's so desperate, because we thought we were going after Gary, we realized it was a lie again. Somebody have to go to jail, so let's just make these wild accusations. These citizens have rights, and because of their rights, he realized they're all going to court, and now he has to have lied yet again to the country. And by doing that, how could anyone want these individuals to run not just national security, but to run a country?
Oh boy. Thanks so much, Gary Griffith. Oh boy, let me lace with the people. Yes, man. Oh boy, I wonder if LENNOX Smith inside, boy. LENNOX, you're getting. You have to go back normal. You have to try to go back normal. Just woke up normal. That's all. Oh boy. Thanks so much. Morning, caller. Morning, caller.
All right, Mike. Andy, are you hearing me better now? Are you hearing me now at all?
Normal. You have to go normal. Interfering.
All right. No, there's something went wrong this morning, man. I was only getting static, very in and out kind of audio. But it's all right now. I understand something was on your side had to be adjusted.
No, nothing on my
your side? No. Well,
my side.
All right. Well, we are back to normal then, because.
Nice. Well, I wonder if you heard Captain Gary Griffith with all what he said there, because again the lines are open. People are waiting to make their contribution.
Yes. I heard him. I think a substantial part of it, or a sufficient amount to formulate an opinion on his response. I had the irksome experience of having to listen to Fitzgerald Hines yesterday. I mean, irksome, puerile, nonsensical, convoluted, and a mixture of someone who clearly is in a state of infantility, if you want to call that. That's a term to say, to suggest that clearly he has not yet matured, and his brain or mind has not yet, or his intellect has not yet formulated to a point where he can rationally engage in a discourse. Because here it is, in an attempt, of course, to let's go to the line. Go to the line, because I don't want to disturb that.
Yeah. Morning, Andy Williams. Morning, LENNOX Smith, and morning, Mike Decay, wherever you are.
Good morning.
Mike Decay, I love all his contributions.
He will be.
What's your
He will be with us. He will be with us. Patience is virtue. All right. If he's that loved by you. All right. So patience.
Thanks very much, Mr.
Okay.
I want to talk about the two policewomen that called for help in the city gate. Who is this wicked senior police officer that sent two women in the city gate in a hot spot like that? Two women. Who did that? And when they fail now, they want to bring the public as always. Two women in city gate. Where were the male police officers? Why are you so wicked for, boy? And who wrote that law, boy? Hey, the PNM always have to blame the public in a boy. And according to one of the callers, if that helper got injured while he is helping the police, what is his position? Who compensates him? What they're going to do to help him? What?
Yes.
And secondly, where is all the filter?
All right, we on YouTube now.
Oh God, man.
No, we got on the radio now because we have
and you don't know how to deal with them. Thanks very much, and I'll have a good day.
You have to
Thank
go
you so
on
much.
social
Boy,
media,
next caller, morning.
YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
I'll come up by you.
Felix, I know here, Lennox, here, thanks for the information from you that I give him.
Yes, thanks very much. Thanks very much, caller, for that very express concern. In fact, I consider it to be a quality control one, where, of course, you had assisted in me getting back on, because I got so frustrated at one point in time, I wanted to cut off the system voluntarily. So we are back up, of course, on both YouTube and Facebook. So thank you very much, caller.
All right, morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I must first say, people that don't listen. Listen is very important. The other day I was watching a program and I hear the man who conducting the program saying, "Oh, I listened to a tape. Oh, and I had to tell the Prime Minister, I had to tell my friend this." And I said to myself, "I'll show you some overture or something he's talking about." And it ended up to be the same thing. This man is hearing too much and he's making too much of bacchanal in this place. As easy as that. You understand? Because what he thinks he hears is not what he hears. Because this thing we're playing out here now is far from what he says he hears. You understand? And man, you want to fix this country, you want to help fix this country, no, you're mashing it up. You understand? Because what you hear, you're going to tell your friends, and it's not so. Dig yourself. I don't understand what's going on in this country. Everybody just wants to say what they want to say, and they don't have a clue what they're saying. You understand? All they're doing is just making bacchanal, just making division in this country for a reason. God, I know, like they're going some kind of fund or something, or they're getting paid to do that or something. I can't understand what's going on in this country. I went sick and tired of what's going on in this country, you know. But just that I cannot do anything about it, but just pray about it. That is all I can do.
And how things is, and what you say, when you say country, you're saying same thing for Tobago too. How things across there, and the people.
In Trinidad and Tobago, I said Trinidad alone, Trinidad and Tobago, we go away for what?
Nice. You go ahead, man.
And what I have to say again, people, please, this country wash with demon, is wash with the devil. And I know what I'm saying. I'm not stupid. The Prime Minister thinks that people are stupid. We are not stupid as we say. You see the medication that you have to buy in the drugstore? If you look at the package, there are 2 signs on it, and those 2 signs are evil signs. So you take it and you don't even know what's going on with you. So that is why you see how the people under control, because everybody under the devil's spell. Everybody under the devil's spell. People will say, well, dying means nothing, it don't mean nothing. I know what it means because I know how to read about those things. I know about it. I read about it, I know about it, I have a movie about it and everything. You understand? Those things are evil signs. That's why they're controlling the population with evil. And Prime Minister, you tell yourself you're an island unto yourself. You're not an island unto yourself. You understand? What are people and them for? What are they paying you for? What people paying you for? You understand? You just said you have everything under control. If a king does not listen to the people, he is foolish. And if a leader wants to party, he cannot run a country. Look in the Bible. I don't have to tell you where to look for it. Look in the Bible if you know your Bible. All of you going on. I know this leading up to the coming across. But all you're doing is foolishness. You're really doing foolishness. You better be on God's side than to be on the devil's side. And I go understand what's going on. You want everybody to be devilish in this country, and that is what's going on right now in this country, as far as I've seen it. Well, you have a good morning.
All right, thank you very much, Tobago. Oh, boy.
And in case, how far are we to 37 bus? We have a caller? Go ahead, caller.
Local country, locally crime, the country, they only been calm. $600 billion a year. All them fix a road, all them build a school, all them build a station. Where the money gone? Where the money gone? And all you try to go in parliament and lie. That's what everything come out of road, you want to lie. That's what happened. Mr. Martin, disinfectant corruption. That's what you want to disinfectant corruption. This country, yeah, I do not want to see about country, people in the country. They can't get about those money confused, bring you confused to go in the country. Mr. People at the mark corner. My number is 723-1488. 723-1488.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yes, Andy. I was. Yeah, go ahead. Because we time is fast being exhausted. Go ahead.
I mean, give me a 50 seconds, please. Sorry for that. I mean, you know, the Ministry of Health taking the taxpayers' money and buying big water bottle and handbag and everything and giving out the supporters. Why are they doing that for? Why are they taking the taxpayers' money and buying that instead of buying equipment and medication for the people? And then the Minister of Health will tell the people, just now somebody said they're going to have to pay for the health services now. And taking the taxpayers' money and buying handbag and big water bottle and giving out the supporters, and hand me down government for the supporters. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you very much. Oh boy again. Let's run it with.
This is Angie. Send the WhatsApp for me so I can send a message.
Okay, Angie.
I want to know where the evidence is of PNM. Go up in Canada, it are two big buildings there that are sitting PNM minister back in here for them to siphon money from the restaurant and build them 2 billion with it. There is where they teeth. That is 2 billion there for you. What do they have?
You had to wait for that. You just go Bali's house. By the way, we're going quite kind of.
Hey, good morning again, gentlemen. I'll be quick. I just heard Captain Griffith on there, and all due respect to you, Captain Griffith, hoorah to you from, you know that hoorah, what that's from, you would know, as a Sandhurst trained man across the big pond. Hey, one thing I have to, I wouldn't want to correct Captain Griffith. I want to verify something that he said, or modify, for a better choice of word. Not correct, but he made a comparison and saying that if and what happened with the Rowley administration, with the highest levels of the intelligence apparatus in Trinidad, National Security Intelligence Unit or structure, that he's given the impression to the entire world, well, he did that actually, that you have terrorists within your ranks or people who are, traitors to their country. But you say, as what Captain Griffith said, that's what spurred my call. He said that, imagine if that was shown in the CIA in the United States. Well, I just want to let Captain Griffith know that here in the United States, all of the security mechanisms who are supposed to protect and serve the interests of the American people, a lot of them have been compromised at the top, all of them. And but there are some good ones, but there's a lot of bad ones politically, and they have weaponized Justice Department. They've weaponized other areas too, including our justice systems and so on, against their political opponents. And only one particular administration is doing that, which of course I don't have to tell you all which one. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that situation, that the same thing is happening in Trinidad, where the national security apparatus there, they're definitely weaponizing it from what I see, and especially I see it in the justice system, that where you're supposed to protect and serve the interests and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And here, in like an example here, so too in the United States, that is not happening. But anyway, just wanted to share that. Thank you again, John.
But of course, by that statement, you're saying that you agree that most, if not all of them, carry arms. They carry arms, physical arms, as part of their. as part of their portfolio. Let me put it that way. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, next caller, morning. Good morning. Apache, morning.
Morning.
What's your contribution at the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Today I was watching a clip where the Vice President of the USA, Ms. Kamala Harris, was coming down from a plane and it was raining. And I had to laugh at this because you know why? She's woman enough to hold her own umbrella. She has no Secret Service holding no umbrella for her. Nobody. She's holding her own umbrella. And besides that, our Minister of National Security had a fireman holding an umbrella for him on a hot day. How Trinidad is such a great country, and believe it or not. Just imagine that even the Vice President of the USA holding her own umbrella. It just goes to show you the kind of the mentality that some of we Trinidadians really have. Anyway,
but I hope. I want to find out if it's on that same day. That's the day he fell asleep at the podium. he went to speak and he fell asleep at the podium. But just imagine that. Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Listen, this man can hold a clothes line and stand up and sleep, you know.
Yeah, he can sleep in a tub of water.
Well, I wouldn't go that far because holding a sleep in a tub of water looking for trouble. Like a drunk man with a loaded gun. You know what I mean?
I hear you, my friend. Go ahead, make an additional contribution.
I'm not saying not about the current situation in the country that's really only coming on. And trust me, Mr. Hines, and you know, this man have all the gall to tell the people in the country that he is satisfied with what he is doing. You see, this is the thing that the poor man will always suffer in the country for, you know. You know, all we ask of any government, whatever it's UNC, DLP, PNM, IPL, whoever, DSA, whatever, all the citizens really want in the country is just good facilities, good road, good water supply, good education, good security, good lighting system, good food, good health. That's all we want. And I can't understand how these rocket scientists and them just come up with these ideas. Look, for example, you want to have a roadblock on a Friday morning. I mean, show me the common sense. I mean, next year, I don't know why Hines don't bring out the army. Listen, the army is strong. I think the army is only about 3,500 men. That's about the strength of the army. You understand? I mean, these guys, they are hungry. Remember, they are locked up in Tetron, in Point, in Komoto, wherever they have army camps, Camp Siparia. These men are locked down there, you know. And when I mean locked down, they just go to work, pull out guard at tour duty, and that's it, go home, and that's it. These men are hungry to come out there, and apart from hungry, these men want, I'm not talking about, but I knew some of them. These men want to come out and meet Trinidad to become a better place, but I guess they'll have to be politicians. Gentlemen, have a blessed one and a safe one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, I suppose it is too hugely embarrassing to precept because they were against precepting soldiers and so on to work alongside with the police service with similar training in order to, of course, effect arrests. But instead, they had to walk behind the police all the time. The police must be there to effect an arrest, and therefore, I think it's tautology. I think is an abuse, if not a poor use of manpower that you require now. The soldiers themselves cannot arrest on their own volition. They have to await the presence of a police officer, which, of course, to me, defeats the purpose for which the entire additional human resource was supposed to be deployed for that purpose.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Programming. People hot this morning.
Oh yes. Sorry, I wasn't part of the what I consider to be the crucial aspect of it. I think it was nice. I listened, of course, to Gary Griffith as well. I think he is on par as per usual. Of course, he has his own axe to grind in that. He's of the belief that anybody says that he's a one-man party, he takes offense having regard to, of course, the recent performance during the course of the local government elections. I don't know if that equates a membership, but that's another story. But the fact of the matter is that Heinz again was engaged in, of course, speaking foolishness, playing smart with foolishness. He reminded me of Stuart Young when he was asked the pointed question, whether or not the ambassador of the United States who he met with, he said in the parliament that the question of Delcy Rodriguez was not addressed. And then he came back and said, well, Ole didn't ask me that way, and therefore, of course, it was not addressed, when in fact the ambassador came out and said, well, no, you lie. I did in fact, it was my duty to mention and to inquire as to what transpired as far as Delcy Rodriguez is concerned, and all the circumstances and the proximity of events such as that shipment of fuel that went to Venezuela. Yeah.
Caller.
Morning,
we have a caller. Good morning.
Gentlemen, Trinidad and Tobago, we have our own laws. We are a republican state. We are our own country. Now, it seems like there are people who always have their underlying agenda to try to justify the dotishness that this government is doing. By any time you see somebody comes and starts to bring up an issue, they always, well, the same thing happening all around the world. It has that happening here, and it has that happening here. We don't want to know what is happening anywhere. We want to know that this is happening here, and how we're going to fix and deal with what is happening here. So when Gary Griffith come out and started to talk what he had to say and explain to the population how deceitful, the type of lies and betrayal that is coming out from Rowley and our system here. I don't want to hear nobody calling and telling me that, oh, here what, this happening in the America, this happening in the CIA. Because when them flying and going to Trinidad and Tobago, they don't get red flag. They don't get pull aside in no corner and search and all kind of thing. They could do whatever they want, and they just be free to go to any port of entry where they travel. Is we and I, because of the dotishness that has come up from Rowley mouth, the statement that has come up from Rowley mouth, how he is governing this country is what does have me in a line for hours to go through all kind of security scan and all kind of things. Because from the time they hear, okay, it's all this kind of murder and killing and drug trafficking and kidnapping and terrorism taking place in this country. I wonder if this man who coming in here, boy, if he could be a big threat to my security system, or if he coming to assassinate somebody in my country. So then automatically now, I am flagged. So I don't want to I don't want to hear what the FBI have. I want to know that out here what? You is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. You is of the National Security Council of Trinidad and Tobago. What image and what perception you give in the outside world for your citizens to be welcome and accommodated as good, nice, decent, law-abiding citizens in those countries that we decide to travel to. And this is where people can understand what is taking place in this country now. One idiot is making a bad name for 1.4 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. And unless these people cannot wake up and understand that Trinidad and Tobago want betterment. And this is why we always had this divide in our politics when we go to vote. It has one group of people want betterment for themselves and the country, and a next group of people who just vote for the PNM looking for leadership. They want leadership. So anybody could come and tell them, hey, here what? I looking like all you? I'm going to lead you people, so follow me. And for the next 10 years, you have no betterment in your life. The country is nowhere better than when this
person that are looking for leadership. You feel if Rowley was somebody who could have made betterment for this country and for the people, I wouldn't vote for him. I would be the first person going to put my finger in that X to vote for Rowley if he could have bring betterment for the citizen and country. My own path. Why it is so much people cannot come out of that slavery mentality and realize that, here what? We pass looking for leadership in our lives now. This is the 24th century we're living in. Forget leadership. All these people who just appear to be as leaders for all you is that sort of deceitful, nasty people who only misleading all you. Start looking for betterment, no matter what color skin you're looking for. You see the Syrian community, the Chinese community in Trinidad looking for any kind of leadership. You ever hear them walk Kafra? You ever see a Kafra Kamban the Syrian community have? You ever see a Xi Jinping for the Chinese community in Trinidad? Them come here for betterment. So whatever happens, them making their business and them putting money in their pocket to buy house and land and things for the people. All they're looking for leadership. All they're following Rowley. Rowley is the great black leader. He's the pillar of hope for the African community. But where are you today, 9 years from now, and over 65 years since Eric Williams was in government? Where are your leaders now? How have they represent you? Kamban going to come out with a dashiki and all kind of stupidness for Emancipation Day and give all some hampers and some little charity, and then all go run and say, I will leader. But all you owning land, all you owning business, all you educating all your children, all you better off today than 50, 20 years ago. Ask ourselves that. And ask ourselves if we're going to continue looking for leadership with a sort of fake imposters who hiding under people like Imbert and them that reaping all the benefits from the country. And then where are you? Where are you today? How are you going to live tomorrow? What future you have for every citizen in this country who live here for the last 60 or 50 years, supposed to earn a home on a piece of land that they could say they could pass on to their children and the next generation and all kind of things. How much people still renting and cramped in all kind of little apartments all over this country? Always still looking for leadership, and then when all they pass and see other people, always saying the thief and the this and the that and thing, check all yourself before you wreck all yourself. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Take care.
Mr. Bagpo, I want to tell you, go to the top of the class. I think what you have said is not only pregnant, it's not only realistic, but of course is nestled with a lot of practicality, and that is the reality of Trinidad and Tobago today. So well done. Yes, you are so correct. The leadership that they're looking for. We have another caller. Go ahead, caller.
This is Silver Fox.
Go ahead, Silver Fox. Morning.
Go ahead, Fox.
Yes, man. Trinidad and Tobago have so many bright people. I don't know if the brightness that take away the common sense, because they're watching this country going down, and no bright also person is not coming out to see about us. Now we make a man from Antigua, right? He is telling us that we can't employ nobody. He frees employment. My neighbor Stringberry here. His neighbor Stringberry somewhere else. I don't know if it's in the sea or Iboan or what. But the people in this country is just sitting back and taking all this nonsense this man dishing out on us. And the more this man dish out on us, he's laughing at Trinidad and Tobagonians. And we just sitting there, just sitting and only talking every morning. Trinidad and Tobago, oh God, let me wake up now. This is our land. Trinidad and Tobago was a beautiful place before these people come to mash it up. Let us save what liquor we could save now. Let us save what little we could save. Oh God, I'm begging all you, please. We are better than that. We want to live better than that. We want to be something. We want to be people too. Right? We was born not to be treated like this. We are treated so badly. And before I go, I have to say this to the Tobago House Assembly. It's easier to talk to God and get to a Bible instead of getting to talk to you. Thank you.
Wow. A not so subtle message to the THA boy. Not so subtle. Good morning.
Pleasant good morning.
Good morning.
Andy Fagrandi.
Hey, I'm Brown.
Yes, Mr. Lennox.
Good morning. Good morning.
Particularly Mrs. Kamala Prasad Sessa, my hard-working Senate Sterling John. Reminder that our pre-budget consultation continues today, 23rd of July 2024. Location, Bad Constituency Office. People, please come out and support us and join the conversation. We want to live better. Have a blessed day, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh, boy.
You have another one?
As we say, we would not push it to no extent, because we mustn't draw out ourselves to the extent to get boring. However, while by Monday or so, you're supposed to see some very serious changes within the program. Time check, it's 9 o'clock. Yes. All right, I go take this one. So whoever want to call, let me make sure to check before we look to wrap up. Because it's 9 o'clock. Oh boy. Morning, caller.
Hey, quickly, good morning. Mr. Smith,
yes.
I just need a version correction in what we were discussing. When I say weaponization, I wasn't speaking literally. I was speaking of...
no, I understand that. I was speaking literally after you made your theoretical or your... Yeah.
Okay, right. I want to make sure that folks understood this.
Yes.
Hey, I see your partner from away. I see your partner from away. He was making contribution. Real trying to get in. The Democrat man, the Democrat partner. Oh God, boy. Real trying. He needed to answer back. I know he
well, you know, the spice of life is variety, and in a true democracy, people have different views. At the end of the day, of course, the majority will have their way, whilst, of course, the minority would have had their say.
Nice. Well, boy, today in total.
No, I would like to comment still, Andy, if you would give me about a second or so to just I want to comment on the Mr. Barack Paul. I want to continue because I mean he said that 20 years ago, if you ask the people if they were better off then as they are today, of course they would say they were better off then. Well, of course, I want to leave it as close as nine years ago, people, because Rowley was asked that question, and he said in uncertain terms, well, listen, if when Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC were in office between 2010 and 2015, if milk and honey was flowing, then you had to be a fool not to have been better off than under his administration. So the answer to that is very clear. Of course, he made the question. He made the point about leadership, people searching for leadership. Well, of course, I would have liked to comment or juxtapose that with Dr. Rowley's position on when the former president of the United States was shot recently, talking about Trump, and Rowley sent a letter to the people of, ostensibly to the people of the United States. But what he said in it was that he joined Biden. He joined Biden in, of course, wishing Trump a speedy recovery. And then again, at that point in time when he said that, I said it was always something narcissistic, something self-serving and so on. He just wanted to get close to the man and make the man feel that somehow he's on his side, even though, of course, the American policy is about for America, so that will not obfuscate or take away the fact that the Americans immediately on the crime situation in Trinidad, and the statement made by him, Rowley, that we are under siege here by some religious cult looking to overthrow the government. Well, of course, they upped their advisories to their own people, saying effectively, don't come to Trinidad, but if you do, don't go to places like the Nelson Street and Laventil and so on. So that is what he has done. But most recently, Andy, you wouldn't believe, in nominating or suggesting that Kamala Harris must be the nominee for the Democrats, you wouldn't believe Rowley sent a letter too. And here we say, he commend Biden for his stance on by seeking the interests of the people of America, but more significantly, he supports his nomination of Kamala. Now, just imagine that. This man, I'm telling you, but he is despicable and it's so obvious. And don't be surprised if he take our money to get a lobbyist over there to make sure that letter or that statement reaches the Biden administration. That's how sick that man is. And of course, we have some other information that is swirling about why he is taking that role. That doesn't interest Trinidad and Tobago. You didn't speak on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You should be talking about the people of Trinidad and Tobago, despised persons who would want to kill or assassinate a leader in the United States, etc. But to say you join Biden, it sounds so what I consider to be.
I understand what you're saying. Here what I find funny.
Dotish.
In all the letters and correspondence that you're telling me, he haven't say, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right. Strictly. Use the Prime Minister. Strictly. That's all you should be saying. The people of Trinidad and the government and people of Trinidad and Tobago, condemns that act. I can understand that. But to say you join Biden, I mean, it simply does not equate. So it means that he always has some sinister agenda. So he mentioning Biden just to, of course, to ingratiate and to get some kind of personal favor, because Trinidad and Tobago will not benefit from that, because we have not shown that we are independent of thought, and that is a statement coming genuinely from the government and people of Trinidad and Tobago, which Rowley is supposed to have been, or supposed to be the representative. I mean, it is like giving up your sovereignty and of course belittling yourself and the country, and continue to damage the international image of the country. You wouldn't hear that from the Chinese leadership, nor the Russian leadership. In fact, Putin said and said, "Well, listen, that is all your cause that." But of course, we condemn the act. But of course, because of all your gun policy and the way how all it interfere, according to him, with other countries, etc., why that kind of incident will take place. So why condemning? He shows an independent position of the people of Russia, China, and all of the other nations of the globe. Only Rowley said that he joined Biden. I mean, come on.
Like if anybody looking at the thing, bullet at you. Anyhow, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say.
It's past the hour of 9 o'clock. Yes, I must have. Thanks so much for looking onto the Ground Report, whether it be on a Facebook, YouTube, Real Media, or on Corridor Transformation, or on the Workers' Right platform. Thanks so much. Hey, Hoodie, Ban, Tommy, Steve, Jerome, Regent Maraj, Marvin Frederick, all of you. Oh boy, don't forget to share after.
Yeah, well, I didn't get a chance to comment on extensively on Heinz's puerile, what I can consider to be excuses that he would have been making, but certainly we'll have that opportunity tomorrow.
Exactly.
So have a good rest of the day, people.
And no, you see when it is you made a move that I understood well much, because again, these days too long is me too much.
Yes.
Organizing with with your program there?
Yeah, 1 hour, people. When I do get the stamina and the energy to think, these days is very fanatic, it's very hectic, it's very time consuming and energy sapping. And so give me a little space. Of course, you will get the announcement on the ground report, obviously, because we have the ground report now on corridor transformation. So you will be informed in due course. Yes.
Nice. A lot of interviews will be coming in our way, right? Where at the end of the day, based on the interview, based on what you all like, you all will organize to and help share, blast all the very, very important interviews to make sure we keep a real visual on social media. I want to say thanks so much to LENNOX Smith cutting his time within his program to spend more time on Ground Report, the mother of all mothers, when it coming to where all of us reach today, the Ground Report.
Yes. Condone and endorse. Yes.
Yes. Titi Rebel, a pleasant good to you. All right, I don't say Steve, Keith, all of you, Nikki, Nick. I just running too quick. Who name I see? I call Udi. I don't do that. Kathleen, Davy, Primraj. Oh boy. Who I miss? D'Souza, Just Cool. Imagine that, Just Cool, eh? Bash, oh boy, Richardson, Ann Brown, all of you
just cool. All of us are just cool.
Just cool. Feel homie, oh boy, look at our name, Feel homie. All of you, Angela, all of you are just running through to see who came on that I had missed. Kevin, all of you. Anyhow, again, on behalf of the Ground Report team, until tomorrow morning, please God, Trinidad and Tobago, while we organize, upgrade, improve, and see how we could carry the program as is, as fast as possible, while we leave the door open with futuristic thinking based on a change of government and legislations to make sure people have access to free internet. That will be one of our push on the new government. Everybody must have internet all over, free internet access to the whole of the country, which make it easier for me to be online and for each and every one of you to access us. But besides that, we are still looking for ways and means. Where there is a will, there is a way, in order to get those soldiers that are left behind, as LENNOX Smith say, to get them on board. Unfortunately, they will not have that gadget, and unfortunately, the next government ain't reached. It still have a year and something. And there are many other soldiers out there that are suffering that we need to get on board, mobilize to put them in place for the upcoming 2025 general elections, which is to find a way somehow to get ourselves mainstream sometime soon too. But for now, again, this is how it is. And to do that, very soon again, we'll be setting up the GoFundMe fund in order for that you all will put there, in order for we to, as you say, many things LENNOX Smith have to strengthen, I have to strengthen, Mikey have to strengthen, we have to strengthen the Ground Report for we to go out there again and have that funding in order to do so. Right, so until tomorrow morning, please God, yours truly. Don't forget tonight, Observers with Mikey K. Well, hopefully we get him on the Ground Report tomorrow, please God. And don't forget corridor transformation 1 hour with yours truly, LENNOX Smith. Michael Scott and all of you, we are out of here until tomorrow morning, please God.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and LENNOX Smith.
Sailing the Caribbean Sea. An old captain named Eric Williams. Oh yes, it's smooth and free. But sadly, Eric Williams passed away. The ship hit rough water that day. Someone turned the bridge over to a captain named Chambers. Me blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I sail a ball. electricity, we oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. Surpassed, and in her day she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully she fulfilled her sailor's need. Some were overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow. Some took by bulk and go. Now she looked dull, she's at a lull. She could barely sit on her hull. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough, oh yes. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. Trinidad, in her day of sailing, she was a friend to one and all. She never once ever hesitated to answer all SOS calls. And yes, well, she always did her best to help all those in distress. Now it's so sad to see she's in difficulties. Though she helped cheer, some of them cheer, and sarcastically declare, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. If only there was something I could have done to restore the credibility of this beautiful vessel. Money's no problem. Now there's a lot of fingers pointing, suspicion running strong. Who's to be blamed for all her failures? Who's to be blamed for doing her wrong? Now please remember, I'm warning you, for 30 years she had the same crew who hold the keys to her vault. So we know who's at fault. Now it's up to you, it's up to me to make her worthy to go back to sea. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough, oh yes. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure